Two in a row. This weekend.
Oh, no.
Next day, you'll see.
Last week you maybe did three.
Well, yeah, do three, because it's 2 weeks in a row.
Don't confuse it. She can count.
Didn't do anything. So. twice a
Good
day,
job
3
involving
weeks,
counting. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Welcome to
President.
this week's meeting. Start with our pledge of allegiance. And we'll ask somebody who hasn't been here in a while to lead it. Mr. Moose, to somebody else.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Stan, would you lead our invocation?
If you bow your heads, please. Just let's be grateful for this fine meal and our ability to meet. Last week, some of us got to see, and I sent out a link to what's going on in Ukraine with the Rotarians in the Ukraine. I watched a video of several Rotarians from the Ukraine that were at the International Convention in Houston this past weekend. It's great to see the support they have, but they need more, and other people around the world need more. And I ask that each of us think about what we can go ahead and give out of our surplus that can help those around the world that need it. Amen.
The 50/50 pot is over $562. So everybody get your tickets. If you don't have any tickets, just wave at Lori and she'll bring you some. And of course, you got to get plenty to get Stan a chance of winning. Let's see, we have a visiting Rotarian today, Jeff Wright, who has visited before. Jeff, you stand up, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. This is what I do.
Thank you, Jeff. And we do have a guest, but we call her future member choice. You're right. Also John's guest.
No, I'm not going.
No, she walked in separate from John. I will bear witness.
You did do that. You did do that. But Joyce, we're glad to have you again.
Thank you again.
Stan, would you like to do Rotary Minute?
I just kind of did it in there. And I promised in my last message out to all of you that I would send the link to the last couple meetings. And I didn't get it done, as Dick pointed out, that he didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get it done. And I will get them out before the end of the day. One of them is from 2 meetings ago, and it is basically Dick telling his story about getting ready to meet his friend of 75 years.
We met on troop transport 76
years ago. And it's just a really interesting story that you should watch and maybe, share around. It's basically a link to our club's YouTube channel. So I try to post a edited meeting, kind of cut off the front end and cut off the back end. So it's not too boring, so that people can go back and look at those or refer to them if they want to make up a meeting. That's what they're for. And I don't get it done every week. That's the way I am. That's it. But, you know, encourage your friends, and sometimes if you see something good, on one of the videos, share it with a friend. You don't have to ask them to a meeting. Say, hey, look at this. And really, one of the best things you can do is share your own Rotarian magazine. If you got somebody that's interested in Rotary or wants to know something, or even if they don't, that, say, here's what you're about. Those old Rotarian magazines have a lot of information in them. And in the last 2 pages of every magazine is the objects of Rotary, the 4-way test, and service above selfishness. It's always in there. And it's a good way to introduce people to the bigger picture of Rotary.
Thank you, Stan. Yeah, I got a few announcements, nothing major. Big Green Egg tickets are still on sale, and y'all looked at these things. It's a fantastic grill. Costs, the package, by the time you count the extras that Jay has accumulated to go with the grill, way over $1,000 value there. Tickets are $50, and there's only going to be 100 sold. However, we're stuck in the 20s, which isn't enough to get the grill and do the thing. So we really need to do a push to sell some grill tickets. I noticed in the Outer Banks Voice yesterday, one of our members is having an art show at an unnamed art gallery from now through the, let's see, through the 15th? 16th. So anyway, congratulations, Doug.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was a nice article, and hope the show goes well.
Thank you.
You want to tell us a little bit about your artwork?
Well, I started off many years ago saying that I couldn't draw 2 straight lines with a ruler. So I was interested in art. And a friend of mine up in Seven Shores, who was a wonderful art, Shirley Ruff, encouraged me more and finally got me to try it. And as I looked around, what I realized about like abstract art, abstract doesn't require 2 straight lines. It doesn't even require a ruler or anything. And so as I was thinking about it, I tried a couple of small things. And I woke up one morning and there was an email from Homa in New York. They were the first organization, university, or museum to offer online courses. And they offered an online course, a 10-week course on abstract expressionism. Went back into the work of the 50s. People like Mark Rothko, Abraham Hart, Jackson Pollock, and that's what I took it, fell in love with it, and just continued on with it. And one day I met Glenn, and we became very good friends. And for the previous 7 years plus before he passed away, I'm very fortunate to meet with Glenn in his home studio. And so, one of the conversations we had was when I retired, which was going to be about 4 or 5 years ago, and he would sponsor a show in his gallery. And of course, I didn't retire for last year. Glenn is gone. And last summer, I got a call from Pat saying she wanted to honor his commitment and offered me a show for the month of May and the first half of June. And that's what we're doing now. And dedicating the show to Glenn. All the larger pieces were painted in his studio under his watchful mentoring eye. It concentrates on floral motifs to bring in brightness, happiness. The name of the show, you'll see when you walk in, my judge's robe is hanging on the wall. And it's all by itself. There's an unfinished self-portrait of me in my robe. And the name of the show is Transitions Black to Living Color. You then go in the room and you're just engulfed with bright colors, flowers, abstracts, and such. So I encourage everyone to stop in take a look.
I have a question.
Does your self-portrait in any way resemble Lynn, your self-portrait? Okay, all right. That's good to know.
We're in.
And I've got an interesting story about that one sometime. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we're dealing with Glenn and that particular self-portrait. But you not only support me, and I appreciate it very much. This is my new life. And I appreciate very much to Melanie for many years. I've been in her gallery. Melanie is my official artist rep for the Outer Banks. You won't see my work up in shops and Dock or anywhere else other than Glenn's. I was in agreement. But any other work I have, then Melanie is my official rep. And she was also my sponsor in joining Rotary. I appreciate that. And we just finished an international show. My 3 pieces sold. I appreciate that too. But you're also supporting Pat when you go up and you look at, even if you just show up just to say hi. Pat is doing everything she can to keep the gallery going. And so she would really appreciate any support she gets, you know, from all of us here. That's it. Thank you. The hours to the gallery, Pat's health is not, you know, the best, everything, you know. So Pat is in the gallery on just Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4. And Sharon Whitehurst is sort of a catch-all of everything, you know, I guess like the general manager of the gallery now. And Sharon is there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 4. Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Doug.
job, Doug.
Congratulations.
Tell you, we really ought to appreciate talent like people like Doug have. Years ago, a friend of mine was in the Navy. His mother was living here, and his submarine came into Norfolk. He had a couple weeks liberty, and he came down to visit his mother. His mother said, "I want you to paint with Glenn Europe. Spend some time painting with Glenn Europe while you're down here." And when he got back to the submarine, the entire exterior of the Ghost Fleet Gallery had been painted. Okay, next thing we've got, you know, we're approaching the end of the Rotary year, and which is June 30th. And at that point, after June 30th, we'll have the induction of the new board, the new president, which will be sure be a marked improvement. Now, Carl is working toward closing out the books for this year, and he's got 2 things. He needs to send the sustaining member money to the Rotary Foundation by the middle of June. He's aiming for sometime around June 15th. So, and he, of course, you know, wants to get the accounts receivable caught up. So if anybody has an outstanding balance, please go ahead and get your dues caught up, because it'll make Carl's job much easier when he does those 2 tasks. And he wants to remind everybody you pay with credit card if you want to. Next thing, Dare to Care is having a meeting on June 21st. I think our board had voted to have 2 representatives to this committee, but I think any Rotarian is welcome to go to this meeting and listen to what's going on. Diane is going to be one of our representatives. I think John is the other one, maybe, maybe if he wants to. So Diane, would you tell us a little bit about this meeting that's coming up?
It's the cardiovascular screening that's going to be, we hope to do, we're doing it with the other 3 Rotary clubs. So at this meeting, we're going to start the process of scheduling or doing the logistics on how to make that happen. So to be at Open Gardens on the 21st at 6 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Diane. Does anybody else have any announcements? Okay. All right, with that, we'll go to our Sergeant at Arms. Dick, do you have anything for us this week?
First of all, anybody who should have a pin on and does not, thing to do is, on the honor system, put your dollar on your table, will be collected by the treasurer or whatever. I don't want to go around and look too closely at everybody's neckline or whatever. Oh, it's honor system. Secondly, question to you. What do you do if you're riding as fast as you can on a horse? The draft not too far away and a lion is chasing you. What do you do? Get off the carousel.
The dad joke.
The current Rotary magazine, it's a good issue. First of all, it's a photographic shoot of prizes and photography from around the world. But I'm not going to focus on that. I'm just going to mention three things briefly. Inside the last page, called The Last Fight, it is a picture of Tracy Hungry now looking at Chicago deep dish pizza. Yeah, wonderful stuff. I don't know the restaurant scene in Chicago anymore in 66 years since I've lived there. I love Chicago, but deep dish pizza is so much nicer than ordinary flat pizza, so forth. Secondly, there is an article in here I recommend to you. It's in 3 or 4 pages on the topic of our club. Talk about a club up in Annapolis, Maryland, and their practice, they've been doing this for a number of years now, of collecting books, some of which, if they're more popular kinds of things, they sell at auction. But those which are more useful overseas for libraries and universities in Africa and things like that, they send over these big crates, what they call these things on huge containers, yeah. And there's an article about the history of it and where to do it. I have over 1,000 books myself, and I've already put in my will whatever the kids don't want to get there. The other thing I just mentioned briefly is find your fellowship. I think many of you are aware, and some of you are maybe not aware of the fact that Rotary has these fellowships that are focused on things of interest. It might be stamp collecting, it might be all hiking, all kinds of things. They're worldwide fellowships. They have meetings at the national conventions, I know, and they cover many, many different kinds of interests, motorcycles, whatever. So look into that article also. You might find something that would be of interest to you, and then you get involved in clubs all around the world. What did the cow figure for a cat? This pasture bedtime. Wonderful.
Thank you, Dick. Anybody have any happy dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody have?
That's for fines, by the way.
Yeah.
What's her dollar fine? Well, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Jeff, my sweetheart, he had an operation where he had to have his SI joint fused. So he was on crutches, he couldn't drive, he couldn't hardly move, he couldn't pick up anything for 10 pounds. We got the clear this past Monday that he's no longer on crutches.
Yay.
He can pick up a few pounds more. So it's like, yay, he is up and moving and life is looking much better.
Actually, one of them already said our club's 100 years old. And since I've been here, I've had a granddaughter back in March. So I have 3 grandchildren, 2 boys, and now a girl.
All right, congratulations.
Saturday, my daughter's coming from Indianapolis to stay with us for a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Proud to be able to. Today I'm happy. Tomorrow I might have a story. I hit the feast, aka the monument, last night. Said I'm gonna go up 3 times, call it good, and I went up 6. And I probably won't be able to walk tomorrow, but today I feel good and happy.
Well, I have, the first one I have is Happy Dollar. I've been here now in North Carolina for 3 years. And as of, I'm now still learning the laws here. So I applied for concealed permits and had to take a class, first time in 55 years. I've had to take a class to get my concealed permit. So I did that last Saturday. It was a very interesting class. And so now I go to the sheriff's office on Friday and we'll see what happens.
Be prepared to wait.
Good luck with that.
Be prepared to wait. It took me like 4 months to renew mine, not to renew one, but just to renew it because Raleigh was all amounts and stuff.
Yeah, they're saying 6 to 8 weeks
Yeah, good luck.
after, and supposedly Orange Tuck is a little more stringent on getting permits than other counties here in North Carolina. So, and I have a sad dollar. Christy Cooper is, she started off Saturday with a cough, and now it's a full-fledged, we don't know what. So she's not feeling well. She doesn't sound well. We had a Zoom meeting this morning, and she couldn't even talk at the meeting. So,
Well, we hope she gets to feeling better soon.
I got a couple sad dollars.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, one of them's happy because I got to meet a puppy
Oh,
down in
yes.
Rodanthe. Our member Amy Kramer, we haven't seen her, but she had surgery in April. I'm not sure what kind of surgery, but it had to be redone due to infection in early May. And yesterday it was redone for the 3rd time. Patsy and I went down Thursday evening
Yeah.
and picked up her 8-month-old puppy because she didn't think she was going to be in the hospital, that she was just going to come in and go home. But she didn't, and she wound up in Duke for a couple days. And I went down yesterday and brought her up to the hospital for her operation. She's feeling much better, but she was on drugs when I took her back home. So yeah, she was happy. So, yeah. But I did text with her this morning and she's feeling much better. Just really thankful for everybody that reached out and offered to help her with the dog. Cutest puppy I've ever seen. Yeah. Patsy really wanted to keep it, but she refused to kill her cat. So.
I know, it was kind of, well, not sad, but I was happy for her.
So Amy just wants to say thank you to the Rotary community that she reached out to Jamie. Jamie couldn't help. Jamie is still at home with COVID. That she came down with COVID in the middle of the woods, literally up the creek, camping, and she had a horrible time getting back. So hope she's better. And Lisa kicked the cow or something, and you're getting better though, right? So y'all take care of yourselves, please. The statistics aren't looking great, and I don't want any more pain in my life.
Where's Gracie now? Is she back up with Amy?
Yeah. So hope everything's good. We have company, some old friends from Arkansas just showed up last night here for a week, and they went to the beach at 8 o'clock this morning. And I don't know if we'll see them tonight, but get to eat at Frog Island tonight, so that's always good.
You still have more dollars?
No, I got some carpet.
Okay.
Get out of my life.
Well, I'm happy as y'all know, and Diane painfully knows that I was on vacation for most of the month of May, and went and worked out for the first time in a month last night and survived.
Tell us more tomorrow.
The 30-year-olds had no mercy.
That's right.
Anybody else happy? Okay. As far as I know, we don't have a program this week.
You didn't show up.
Colin was responsible for it. I sent him an email and got a reply back that he was out and would be returning on the 13th. So I think he's enjoying himself wherever he's at, and I hope he's having a good time. So because of that, let's go ahead and announce the 50-50 winner. And last chance to buy tickets before we do it, though.
Hey, yeah, just in case anybody does, you guys, this is the closest we've ever been, $98 today.
We're over $600.
I did find my ticket.
Okay.
I did fold them up like that.
All right. as
Kept them in my
Mary-
pocket. I never did this.
You threw them on the floor?
I dropped one on the floor, it's back in here. Anyway, that's here, we always have one. You can pull out one. Set it to the side. All right.
Oh, it's the white one.
It's a white one. so
Ah.
we need to get three
Oh.
more.
Ah, do it again.
And then I'll give it away. See? Grab one more. All right, for the 50-50, that first number that you drew out. Huh? Okay, I'll try, I'll, yep. Let's see, 527-930. All right, then. She got that one. Okay.
Annalisa.
How many cards are left?
42 or 41, something like that.
So we gotta do it.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You had great
Just
luck. You
one.
said that the last time.
Once you pick the card, just hold it
I know she did.
out. Each week, do a card. That you
There you go.
Come on,
You
Annalisa.
have to get these.
You got it last time.
Whew, Jack of hearts.
All right.
We get to say again, and then the last
Well,
three
there
numbers
are 40 cards.
is the white ticket, 966. Green ticket, 211 and 256.
So by chance.
966, 211, and 256.
And,
Right there.
yeah. Well, we must have started.
You didn't tell me that.
Who had it?
There's 256. Anybody got 911 out there? White ticket 911.
966, 211, and 256.
I got 256.
966 was it?
Oh,
Okay.
well, you just said you didn't know how it worked.
Movie theater or,
Movie.
there you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. I already got all of these. The movie theater or restaurant gift certificate.
Let's do the movies.
All righty now, there you go. That's valid for 2 people.
Yeah, 3 weeks. 4 weeks, twice a day.
Okay, Laura, did we get that third person?
Oh, it was me.
Oh, okay.
I just remembered.
I got you. Okay.
Maybe we can draw another one if you want to. I don't mind.
Whatever you want to do.
Who is 831?
What?
Huh?
What is it?
831? Who was that? Yeah, right here. You're gonna get either, you can go to the movie or 2 people or movies. There you go.
Even thick.
That's valid to the end of the line.
All right, great. Now, if there's nothing else, let's recite the 4-way test. 5-way test.
The
We think,
things
say, or do.
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And will it be fun? And we'll adjourn with our motto.
Service above self.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.